Hi everyone, I'm Toni Carver from TLC Style Colour. Thanks for joining me today. I've been doing a series of videos all about how it is that you can wear colour. I hope you've been enjoying them. Today's video is actually focusing more about neutral shades such as the beiges of this world, hence the colour that I'm wearing today. Now, everyone can wear colour. It's merely about identifying what the right shades of colour are for you. Neutrals on their own, some people will find it easier to wear than others. But actually what you might find is that neutrals to me are a really good base and actually work really well when you wear them with other colours. So actually they can interchange with your wardrobe and other items really easily. And actually you might find it better to spend some money on the neutrals that you're going to get more wear out of. I'd always recommend investing in some neutral shades, even if it's just 2 or 3, because then you know that you've actually got something that's a bit more interchangeable and will work with a few other looks for you. Now, as part of my series of looking at colour, we've looked at yellow, red, blue, green, and a few others besides. But actually looking at the neutrals and how to wear them with other colours and things like that might be useful as well for you, so I hope you agree. So we're thinking about beige and taupe specifically, those kind of neutrals rather than your navies and your blacks. I covered that in one of the other videos. So your kind of taupes, as you can sort of see here, your kind of beiges, you know, your stony colours, those kind of things, those that we're looking at today. Now, if you've got these kind of paler shades, I've used some celebrity examples throughout my series of videos, so I'm going to continue on that theme. So Reese Witherspoon, for instance, is one that I've used, and you'll see that she's got really light and pale characteristics. So because of that, and because you want to create harmony and balance with your physical characteristics, you want to sort of follow that rule, if you like. So your paler colours, such as your stone and your taupe and your beiges and those kind of things, are going to work really well if you've got physical features, physical characteristics that look very much like Reese Witherspoon. So they're going to work well when you wear them with your other paler colours. For instance, I've got sort of like a lighter blue here, one with that one, and so you can see it works well. But if, for instance, your characteristics are a little bit more like Meghan Markle's, then actually what you might find is that, yes, this kind of neutral shade does work for you, and it will certainly be in your colour wallet probably, but what you'll find is that you need to really balance it out with a richer, stronger shade. So you actually want to be combining your neutrals, if you look like Michelle Obama and Meghan Markle, with more richer colours, for instance. Because you need to be able to balance it out, because pale colours on their own are going to be a bit wishy-washy if you've got features like Michelle. If, on the other hand, you're like Nicola Roberts and you've got the warmth and red tones, auburn tones to your hair, what you will find is that what you want to do is that you actually want to warm them up a little bit more. So this is where, think about your oranges, maybe some of your greens worn with your neutral colours to be able to warm them up a little bit more. If, on the other hand, you are like Jamie Lee Miller, mind went blank for a second there, did you tell? Jamie Lee Miller, what she's actually got is that these on their own really won't be enough. You need to be able to contrast it with some really bright colours. You really need that kind of contrast. So maybe like with a hot pink or something like that to really be able to bring out, because it'll just be a bit too pale and wishy-washy really if you look like Jamie Lee Curtis. We have Zooey Deschanel, and actually what you'll find here is that you've got to add the brightness. You need those bright colours worn with the neutrals Otherwise, it's really not going to be as complimentary, especially when worn near to your face. So if you've got features very similar to Zoe's de Chanel, this kind of top is just not going to work for you. You've got to be able to add some colour, some brightness to be able to transform your overall look. Now, if on the other hand, our sixth celebrity is Kate Winslet, she's got very similar colourings to me, or I've got very similar colourings to her. What happens is that it's a kind of blended look. You know, so it's not my favourite look to wear, but I recognise that actually it is working, because actually it works really well with the colour of my hair, because I've got a much more of a blended look, as has Kate. But it doesn't mean that you can't add colour. It's just a case of adding different shades of colour, still to keep in the tonal way. It might be that actually you're wanting to sort of add a kind of brown to it, so you still end up in terms of the kind of tonal overall look. Now, what you've also got is that you might want to go, I've mentioned brown. So if, for instance, you're a bit like Michelle, you're a bit like Michelle Obama, then actually you could go richer in terms of your neutrals, go darker with these kind of things, because the kind of chocolate browns, or even, you know, the really dark browns, the heavier browns, will work for you, especially when worn with a paler colour. Now, obviously, what you can see here is that's quite a lot of contrast for me. But actually, if you're Michelle or even Zoe, you know, that's going to work better for you specifically. Now, if you do look a little bit like Jamie Lee Curtis, then actually your browns are probably going to be the wrong kind of colour shade for you, because actually what you need is a little bit more pinkiness to your browns, because these, we've got almost too yellow in them for your kind of skin tone. Now, this kind of colour here, which is like a pewter, and I always describe it as almost like a mushroomy colour, if you can see that. It's like a grey browny colour. And actually what tends to happen in the Colour Me Beautiful wallets, we call it pewter. It won't necessarily be called pewter if you're trying to find it. But what will happen is that this kind of colour, it's got enough, it's light enough, it's got rich tones to it. You know, it's something that can work and be quite interchangeable. So actually this shade I find works really well for everybody. But the crucial bit is how you wear it with other colours, because actually wearing it on its own might not be enough for you, as I said at the beginning. Obviously, if you've got these kind of pale colours, you know, they are a little bit pale and wishy-washy, and they certainly will be for some of you. So it's all about what colours you actually add. So if I give you an example, I've got two different coloured scarves here. Both of these colours, even though they're very different, still work for me. And if, for instance, I wear it with this kind of plum colour, if I show you, you can see how wearing it just with your kind of neutral completely changes it. So what you've actually got is a little bit of colour going on. It breaks up the neutral and actually means that it changes it very much. But you can see how wearing colour with a neutral can really work for you. If I swap that out for my kind of blue here, let's tie it a different way. If you've ever followed me before, or you've seen any of my videos, you might have seen me do some scarf tying videos. So you can go and check them out. I've got a couple there, and there's a couple on the website as well. So this is a kind of blue colour, but you can see it still works for me. The colour still works. It's still quite a blended look for me. And actually, it still works really well with the neutral top as well. But it creates something different. Now, of course, if that was, I don't know, like a coat or a jacket or something like that, you can sort of see the impact. If I drape it over my shoulder as if it's a bit of a coat, you can sort of see it would be different, because obviously what you've got there, just hook it round as if it is a coat or a jacket or something like that. You see, it works because you've got the different colours. It's still quite blended if you look like me, but it might be that obviously if you're Michelle Obama, then actually you need the richness and more colour adding to it. So I hope that helps in terms of your neutrals. If you ever have had your colours done before, what you will have had and what you'll got, and you might have to dig it out of a drawer if it was some time ago, but obviously you've got your colours. So these are actually my colours, and you can see, so we've got those kind of neutral shades there, some of which I picked out. If you've got one of these wallets, then actually what you'll find, I'm not sure if I can show you this, but it will have a little, let's see if we can get that. Can you see the little N in brackets? These denote that they're actually neutrals. So if you're thinking, because I know not everybody understands, but actually you're thinking, what kind of neutral? What's a neutral colour? And you've got your colour wallet, have a look and you'll be able to pick out the neutral shades. And it might be then that you think, right, well, what can I wear that one with? And when you've got your colour swatch wallet, it does actually make it quite easy for you to be able to sort of combine different colours together, and it helps guide you, especially if you're not used to wearing colour either. So just try something simple. A scarf is a really good tip, really good way of introducing colour. If you're really happy in your neutral colours, try adding something like a scarf, because it will just add that little bit of definition and that little bit of extra colour, but without feeling like you're perhaps too overdone. So I hope that's been helpful. If you haven't had your colours done and you're not sure what suits you, then you can always check out the details of my colour consultations and services, which are available over on my website, which is www.tlcstyleandcolour.co.uk. Hope you've been enjoying the series of how to wear colour. If you do have any comments or anything you'd like to ask me, then please feel free to drop me a line. And don't forget to like, follow and share our videos and posts and things like that, including our blogs, over on Facebook and Instagram. So thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you very soon.